Hi, this is Carole Copeland Thomas. Our country has had quite a jolt over the last couple of days with the anticipation that another person was going to be the 45th upcoming president of the United States. Around 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday, November 9th, another person was announced the winner of the big contest that had gone on for about 18 months. One person had won the popular vote, Hillary Clinton, the person I supported as a progressive, but another person had enough electoral votes to actually carry him forward to become our next president of the United States, Donald Trump. And the reactions just continue to mount in all circles with all people who have an opinion one way or the other about Donald Trump, the way he has politically run his campaign, and the great anticipation of how he is going to govern this country. And that's the reason why I'm really making this video. I certainly am extremely disappointed in the fact that he has won. I was shocked by how he ran his campaign and the people he used and manipulated to get his points across so that he could have the highest prize in the country. I am even skeptical about the job that he can really do. Not other people around him, but what he can do, his vision for this country. You see, making America great again and what that context means and the opinions that people have as a result of how he's run his campaign, how he campaigned, and how he governs, two different components altogether. So it remains to be seen what's going to take place over the next couple of weeks during the transition period, much let alone after the inauguration and well into 2017 and for the remainder of his time period as our president of the United States. I don't know. I've been doing diversity work for almost 30 years. I'm 63 years old and I've seen the Vietnam War and I've seen many presidents come and go who have been beloved and hated both at the same time. We've never seen a person like Donald Trump who's gambled it all, known how to captivate the energy and the anger of some people enough to pull him over that finish line. But the biggest challenge that he has now, facing all of us, over 300 million people in the United States, is how is this man going to govern us in a way that will bring us together and fortify us and still allow us to be members of the universe, of the globe. It's a really tall order. It was going to be a difficult challenge for Hillary Clinton, let alone any other person who would come behind a Barack Obama and all of the other dynamics that we have in this country. I'm just hoping that Donald Trump will listen to not just his advisors or the small inner circle of people who have guided him along the way, that he will take a serious look at people like me, my family members, my brother, my daughters, my sons-in-law, my grandchildren, my friends of all colors and ethnicities, and realize these are the people who you have to govern. It's not just about the Republican Party or part of the Republican Party who swept you over the top. You're talking about a collection of people across the board who have value and potential and tradition and heritage just like you. My roots go back to the 1700s in this country, verifiable. I have a lot at stake in terms of what it means to be an American and how I interact with people around the world. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now at a travel and tourism travel directors convention conference here with people from all over the world who travel all over the world. That's the world that I live in. And to think that there may be apologies needed, that there may be other ways to reach people who are extremely upset and angry right now in terms of not only what happened, but how things happened and the turn of events that took place over the last couple of weeks. We just don't know what is going to happen. But I do know that how Donald Trump ran his campaign and the vicious and awful things that he said during his campaign cannot be the way that he governs this country. It just can't happen. And I'll be the first person to stand up and protest when I get any inkling that The way he ran his campaign is going to be exactly identical to the way that he governs this country. I've been doing diversity work for 29 years, and it's in my soul. It is who I am in terms of the inclusive nature that we have to be about as professionals, as people working within and out of companies, and how ethnicity and values and differences and similarities have to be structured in a way where progress can take place across the board. That's the message, and that is the message and the lessons that I teach with the work that I do. Whether I am running a tour, whether I am working with a large or small company or organization, it's important that people can collectively add value to society. The message I have for Donald Trump is that the game is over in terms of the contest. You won the contest, but we're going to see how you can win as president. Can you govern in a way where you can demonstrate a complete reversal of the hatred that you have spewed as a presidential campaign person? We're hoping that somehow you can turn the corner and do a 180 and do it in a way that can be convincing and telling. And if you don't, you're going to have people like me to answer to and so many others who will stand up and say, no, that is not the way you govern all the people in the United States. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen going forward. I don't know if I'm totally hopeful in terms of what's going to take place. But what I do know is that the Donald Trump who ran for president and won cannot be the Donald Trump who becomes the president, my president, in these United States. The days ahead are unclear and uncertain. There are people who are very elated that he is president. There are many other people who are not very elated and very concerned about what his presidency means to each and every one of us. But I hope he'll take a hard look at this prize that he has in his hands, because in many ways it is left up to him in terms of how he is going to govern. And I'll be back with other videos in the days and weeks and months ahead, and we'll figure out whether the Donald Trump that we've seen over the last 18 months or so actually is indeed the same Donald Trump who is going to be the 45th president of the United States. We'll be back later with other videos. This is Carole Copeland Thomas.